May God's peace and blessings be upon us all. The time has come for the people of God to speak to the people of God. God's holy word is a biblical perspective on the times and the events of today. We are only bound by the Bible, which means that we will bring you nothing but the truth. God's holy word, the new and the true media. God's holy word is independent media, and it is very important that you support independent media because you know that your main stations, your First Post, your CNN, your BBCs, your CBSs, your Foxes, those are all paid propagandists. So they are always going to give you whichever side is paying the most perspective. However, I ask that you like, share, and subscribe because if you share the no, then the word will go. And if you share the no, then the show will grow. And now let us begin. For as we come to you on a daily basis, we come to you with three goals in mind to entertain you, to educate you, but more importantly, to evangelize you. So I want us to contemplate for a second on today. As a topic, let's just pick a topic for today. Let's discuss Elon Musk. And I would say that Elon Musk, Tesla is finished. And the American public, we want BYD. Why BYD? I believe that BYD is probably the best electric vehicle that is made worldwide. The reason why we cannot have BYD is because BYD is Chinese. However, due to the effect of what is currently going on in America right now, it is something that has been labeled as the Tesla Takedown, which I have really no feelings about it. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. It's like one of those whatever issues doesn't directly apply to me because I wouldn't buy a Tesla. I think they're really overrated. I think they're not um, quality built, and I think that they are the hype on them. I think it's more hype than what is actually substance to the car. But right now they have what they are labeling in the public as the Tesla takedown. And the Tesla takedown, man, it is in full effect with crushing and above all, costly results for Elon Musk. Which clearly shows, man, I mean, he did not think this thing through before he got involved with these politics. If you are selling a product that is directly linked to the public, directly linked to society, directly linked to voters, man. Regardless of which side you are on, if the country is split 50-50, 51-49, if you're Republican, you're going to lose that 49% of Democrats. If you're Democrats, if you pour money into the Democratic side of the campaigns, you're going to lose those customers that are on the Republican side. I mean, I think that if you're selling a product, especially something like cars, that people can just, it's so many options and so many choices and so many, cheaper prices for EVs that are out currently today. I would not essentially. It seems like he put his neck in a guillotine. By attempting to railroad the country. And it only seems that way because I can guarantee you that Elon has a way or is a system, a scheme of how he is going to make this money back up. Because quite naturally, he has already eliminated most of his competition. He's been awarding his company's contracts anyway that he initially didn't have, that he was initially outbid for. He has canceled those contracts, like the one with Verizon, and taken those contracts away from those companies anyway. So he is going to find a way to enrich himself to ensure that he gets back all of that money that he has lost. And when I say all of that money, it is quite a bit because from what is being reported, I think it's hundreds of billions of his stocks, dollars in stocks is just gone. People are just dropping those things. And I don't dislike Tesla because of Elon. That's not the reason why I dislike Tesla. I dislike Tesla because I think that Cybertruck is quite frankly one of the ugliest vehicles that I have ever seen in my life. I dislike that truck because of some of the safety reports that I've been seeing on those vehicles about how they're not built, safety built, how the safety in that is not factored into the build quality of that vehicle. So, and I just don't like them, not because of Elon. I don't like Tesla because I feel as though that BYD is a better option. I feel as though if it were not for Tesla, that we might actually be able to get a BYD car. But what I think about when it comes to Elon, as it pertains to Elon, is that um, Americans, voters, um, I think that the American society needs to wake up. And what I mean by that is wake up and depoliticize yourselves and stare at something that is the truth that is right in front of you. Doesn't matter which side you're on politically, I could really care less, but politically, um, think to yourself, what billionaire is going to do a job that is going to cost him billions of dollars in financial losses and actually have the American public thinking that he's doing this job for free, that he's doing this job because he's a patriot, that he's doing this job because he's a great American citizen? That's not true. He was like a citizen like 3 or 4 countries, and he's not even American. He's South African. So he's doing all of this for the Americans, even though he has relationships with every country out there, including the ones that everybody really uh, believes that is the number one spies or the big bad bear, the Chinas and the Russians. But Elon has relationships with all of these people, and yet America is naive enough to believe that he loves America so much that he is doing this out of the goodness of his heart, totally disregarding the fact that he's getting paid like 8 mil a day on government contracts, regardless of what else is going on. Totally ignoring the fact that he is eliminating his competition and getting contracts for all of his companies. Totally ignoring the fact that he is eliminating anyone who could possibly investigate him or cause him any trouble, even if he chose to break rules, chose to break policies, chose to break EPA regulations to enrich his own companies. There will be no one there to essentially prosecute him. And yet, Americans believe that he is doing this all for free, or at least that is what you are being told by those paid propagandist news channels that are paid to tell you that lie to keep you caught into the system. So, if you truly believe that Elon is doing this for free, then I want you to contact me on this channel, because if you believe that, then you have to believe. Okay, if you're believing Elon is doing this for free, you have to believe that if Elon is doing this for free, I have a bridge in the middle of nowhere, Georgia, that I have to sell you, and it goes nowhere. But let us once again, since Tesla is obviously finished, why can't we as Americans let us have BYD? Half the price and twice as nice. And if Mexico does get that BYD factory, y'all make sure y'all have them sign me up for one of those luxury minivans, because those things are really nice. Probably be the only time in my life I would ride in a minivan uh, with pride. So I'll say to you today, please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe, because we're on a mission to make America righteous, on a mission to make the world righteous. God's holy word is the new and the true media, independent media. Make sure that you support independent media. Do not support the paid propaganda that you are being spoon fed. And as always, I would like to leave you with another verse for another day on this earth, because it reminds me, as I think about Elon Musk, the situation of the rich man that was in the Bible. Let us go to Luke at chapter 16, verse 19. Of course, I use the King James Version. You're free to use whichever version works for you, as long as your version gets the job done. Luke at chapter 16, verse 19 reads, There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. And beside all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham saith unto him, They have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. And he said, Nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. And he said unto him, If they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead. Amen. I do not know whether Elon is a Christian, but what I do know is that Elon is being deeply enriched on a daily basis to the tune of $8 million plus dollars, plus whatever contracts he can cultivate from the system of his own doing. And yet, even though he is being greatly enriched every day, he is unemploying the majority of the people in the country, dismissing people from their jobs, dismissing people from their benefits, dismissing people from their aid, dismissing people from their medications. Now, as far as the U.S. aid thing, I don't have an issue with them not sending American money outside of the country. That's their choice. That's American money. If they want to keep that money in America, then so be it. Because in all actuality, them not sending money to Africa is a blessing to Africa, because it will make Africa stop allowing themselves to be colonized or neo-colonized by the West. When it comes down to Elon, the people that you are affecting are people who are living paycheck to paycheck, while you are not those people. Let us be careful with the way that we treat the least of those, the least of these who are among us. May God bless you and keep you.